New series coming in. Hello and welcome to the Hypertrophy Odyssey, chapter 98. It is the third day of the week, aka the Vampire Killer workout. On the way to the gym, feeling good, feeling grand, not sore at all. So looking forward to this workout. Today we start another series in the ever-evolving series of videos that I have going on. But this one is meant to be a little bit more of a, hey, let's talk more about things that I personally like. So this is going to be the start of the series, the top 5. So top 5 whatever. And for today's subject matter, today's top 5 list will be top 5 video games of all time. Why? Because that list has not changed and I doubt it will ever really change, so I thought I'd have it on there. I've been wanting to play video games for a little bit, but I just haven't had the time to, so I will probably end up playing them relatively soon, specifically my Switch, just because it's easy to put somewhere, sit down and actually play versus having to hook it up to a TV and all that other jazz. But today we'll be talking about that, and I want to discuss a little bit of the series. So the series in general is just going to be top 5 lists of favorite whatever I want to talk about, top 5 whatever. So it could be like top 5 fast food joints, top 5 movies, top 5 whatever. You have any suggestions? Please let me know. I would love to know. I'd also love to know your list as well, because today's is going to be top 5 video games, which we will go over in the voiceover. I feel like that'll give me enough time to actually speak about these things without having to be crammed on here. But with that being said, there's going to be more of these. So this goes along with the Power Hour videos, as well as the, call it like the ones where I have nothing really to talk about. But this one I do have something to talk about. It's just a little bit more themed. So this one will be my top 5 video games. I will discuss it in some detail when I get inside, because I'd rather not start it here, and I have to figure out what the order is going to be. I have an idea of what the order is, kind of, but I have to see. There might not be an order to this, so we'll have to wait and see. Maybe that'll be one of the things. Maybe I should set up some rules. Well, although the rules are just top 5 and maybe like an honorable mention or something. But I am looking forward to this series, just because I feel like this is going to be very interesting. You know, I get to talk a little bit more about myself on like one of my favorites, not necessarily having to discuss a extra world curricular thing, or just, you know, it's a little bit more cheerful than some of the other things. I know that, yes, the video that's releasing today is the pessimism video, so I wanted to get a little bit, something a little cheery, because I had something else that I wanted to talk about, but we'll probably save that for tomorrow's video, so that way it's a little bit separated. I don't want too much like negativity going together, so that is something that you be on the lookout for that. But anyways, when we get inside, we'll discuss my personal top 5 video games. I'll probably go in depth, how many times I played them, all this other stuff, maybe to give some stats about them if I can figure out like overall play times and whatnot. But with that being said, I will see you on the inside. Alright, so on this day started with neck curls. I accidentally didn't get a 2.5 in there, so I didn't have the sandwich, so I actually went down in weight, which was kind of annoying. But it is what it is. Sometimes you just don't realize what you're not doing if you don't pay attention, so that was very annoying. But anyways, so for the top 5 video games, I'm actually very excited about this, because I realized I have my top 3, but then I don't know what the hell 4 or 5 would be, so I had to really think about them. So we'll start backwards. So in my number 5 slot, I decided, yeah, screw it, I'm going to go with something that I've played basically all of my life, and that was Tetris. I like Tetris. Now, am I crazy like those kids who are playing NES Tetris and doing all the crazy levels and literally breaking the game and whatnot? No, I'm not doing any of that stuff. Now, that's next level. But I do like playing Tetris. I'm a big fan of it, and I do like it a lot. And whether it's solo play or Tetris 99, either way, I just like playing it wherever I can. If I can, I'll play it, and if I have a chance to, I will sit down. It is one of those games I actually stopped playing because I know that if I pick it up, I will keep playing for hours on end, and it becomes a problem, an actual issue. So I don't play it anymore, because I know it's going to be very tough. It's very addicting to me, so I got to be very careful about it. That's number 5. Number 4 was also something I had to really think about, because I really didn't know what I could put on there.
So I decided to go a little bit old school. It's a game I haven't played in a while, but I want to play it again, and that is Ratchet & Clank Going Commando. Great PS2 game, love it to death. Superior sequel to every single facet from the first one. The third one is good, but I really did enjoy everything about the second one a lot more. The third one was still pretty good though. It's like a toss-up between the two, but the second one was so much better than the first one. It is crazy. It was such a difference. Stark difference. So highly did enjoy that. So that game when I had it. So I still do have a copy of it. So I should probably play it maybe on an emulator somewhere or something. That'd be nice. Number 3. This one I already knew. This one I've played multiple times. I literally have a copy of it on my phone, and that is Castlevania Symphony of the Night. I love this game. I will play it at infinitum. Like I said, I have literally the game on my phone. I don't have many games on my phone, and that is one of them because I love this game. I will play it wherever and whenever I can. It is a game that I like to emulate if I can, or play it on the PSP version because that is the superior version than all the other versions. And I still want to even get a Sega Saturn, import the Japanese version, and get that one and play that version because that is slightly different than the American version. So that's how serious it is. I always find games that I will end up playing the Japanese version of as some of my favorites, which we'll get to in a minute. But that is probably my favorite Castlevania in general, but number 3 in the slot, as well as I've probably purchased this game at least like 5 times in different systems and stuff, at least. I'm probably underestimating how many times I've actually purchased it. So that's up there with my favorite games of all time. A lot of any Metroidvania style game, huge fan of it. Very huge fan of it. In my number 2 slot, Resident Evil 4. Now, before I talk about Resident Evil 4, the original, I have not played the remake yet. I do want to play it, but I have not had the chance to buy it. I will probably buy it sometime, maybe during Steam Summer Sale or something like that. So I will end up getting it, but I have not gotten it yet. But with that being said, the original I have played ever since it came out on the PS2, because originally it came out on the GameCube, but then they ported it over to the PS2. I got that version, and then I bought it on every platform that I could ever since it's been released. So I have it on the PS3, the PS4, my Switch, my PC, the Wii, and I think I had the mobile version for a little bit, but I think it was only iOS, I think. But I don't have any iOS devices myself, so I don't have that version. But I've had it wherever I could buy it. I've had that game. So I love that game a lot. Surprisingly, the most superior version of that game is the Wii version. The PC version is the second best version, only because of some of the dated textures and stuff, but I remember there was an entire patch thing or mod that some people were doing to update all the textures and stuff on the PC version. Whenever that gets released, or if it ever gets finished, that would probably make it number 1. Although I don't know what it would be like now that the new remake is out. I don't know what it would be like. I love playing that game so much. I love going through the entire story. There's no down part to it at all. It's literally non-stop action the entire time. Love the game. Second favorite game of all time. Even talking about it right now makes me want to play it again. So very good. For my number 1 slot, my top game of all time, Metal Gear Solid 2. Love the game to death. I would put the entire franchise on here at the top part, but the second one is my favorite one. In fact, it was the first PS2 game I ever got, back all the way at Circuit City, which is insane. So that was fun little trivia there. But Metal Gear 2, I've played it all of my life through multiple platforms. I've bought it at least 10 times on different platforms, multiple times on the PS2, multiple times on PS3, most recently on the Switch. So I have it multiple times. I haven't played it in about a year or 2, but I want to play it again because it's been a little while. And a lot of these games, whenever I do replays and stuff like that, I'll occasionally play the Japanese version just to play around with it a little bit more, because then I can actually change it up a little bit. Particularly Symphony of the Night, I like to play in Japanese just because I like to hear a Japanese voice acting. but it is just something that I'll do just to change it up. And I've played the games enough where I don't have to worry about the reading part of it, that I already know what's going on, really. So that's just something that I do as a fun little thing and bonus to kind of change it up a little bit from time to time. But Metal Gear Solid 2 being #1, love that game to death. I can quote it. I quote it all the time in my regular day-to-day life. So it is #1 for me all time. My top 3 has been the same for about at least 10 years now, so they have not changed. But I would love to know, what are your top 5 video games of all time? Please tell me in the comments below.
Top 5 greatest video games. Number 3 will shock you. And we're back. Welcome to the workout debriefing. Exercises not filmed. None. Exercises skipped. Now, this one was a little different. I technically skipped overhead press, but what I did, and I probably explained it, if I didn't, I'll explain it here, is that I took the movement and divided it into 2. So I did the shoulder press isolation movement machine, and then I did the incline press to kind of hit both sides of everything, just to emphasize both. I only did 2 sets of each, but that's what I did and it felt great, so I was happy about that. But besides that, I added something new, replaced the chest supported shrugs with Kelso shrugs, which I really liked, so that will be the new shrug movement. That was great. But anyways, before I forget, I wanted to say the morning weight today was 194.4, which is a far cry from the beginning of the week where I was 199.2 or something like that. So yeah, big far cry. 5 pounds by not eating like shit. Boom. That's how quickly my weight can fluctuate. It's kind of crazy. But anyways, back to the main subject matter at hand. I hope at this point I've talked ad nauseum at least about 5 different video games that I like, maybe even a 6th one as a honorable mention. But so before I forget, and I have to go off on this slightly just because it reminds me of these. I hate the entire clickbait top 10 blah blah blah, top 10 movies that grossed $1 billion only. Number 3 will shock you. It's the number 3 will shock you, or number 7 will leave you speechless. That entire thing. Not a huge fan of that. Don't think I'd ever do that unless I am obviously joking. It's more of a meme. I might do it for this video just as a fucking joke, because obviously I'm talking about it right now. But it is such a laughable thing that nowadays I'm almost like, if I see it, it's like ironic. Are they joking? Like, they're joking, right? You know, just to see what the joke is, because obviously it's a joke, but then there are some times where it's not a joke, and that is the crazy part to me. I can't believe that there are people who still try that tactic out as a joke, even though it gets me, because I think of it as like, there's no way they're serious, and then they're serious. Although now I don't even click it, obviously, because I'm like, this is just retarded regardless. It's a bad joke at this point. So it's just a little bit of a thing that I wanted to say. But anyways, tell me what you think in the comments below. I would love to know your thoughts and opinions about my top 5 video games, or your top 5 video games. I would like to know. I'm very interested to hear your opinions about whatever I put out there or whatever you put out there. I'd love to know. I'd love to critique, and also, who cares? It's your favorite. It's your personal opinion, so you can have it. So do not be afraid of having it. So there you go. But anyways, thank you very much for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe. I will be back on with another video tomorrow. Thank you very much for watching. I will see you in the next one. Thank you very much for watching. Take care. Peace.